Good morning. You're listening to Senior Scene on your hometown station, 1430 WNAV. I'm Joshua Killian, social media producer for the Anne Arundel County Department of Age and Disabilities, and today my guest is Jim Kremple, Community Outreach Coordinator for the Anne Arundel County Office of Emergency Management. Welcome back to Senior Scene, Jim.
Always my pleasure, Josh. Thank you.
And we're just about to start the holiday season with Thanksgiving this month, Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, and the New Year just around the corner. Can you offer our listeners some emergency preparedness tips for the holidays?
While a festive season, the holidays can present additional hazards beyond the colder weather. So we encourage all of our listeners to think about safety and be prepared for any unexpected emergencies by preparing the following 4 steps for any emergency: staying informed, making a plan, building a kit, and getting involved.
So, what kind of hazards can our listeners expect for this season?
So the holiday season also marks the beginning of winter. So some winter weather hazards are likely extreme cold temperatures, wind, snow, slippery sidewalks or walkways, and icy roads. They're all things to look out for this season. Before leaving the house, stay informed of the weather forecast via TV or the radio, and be rapidly forewarned about potential winter storms by subscribing to Alert Anne Arundel. That's the county's emergency mass notification system. Subscribe to this free service on our OEM website or call our office at 410-222-0600 to subscribe by phone. And remember, winter weather is especially dangerous for older adults, so we recommend avoiding prolonged exposure to cold temperatures, dress in layers, walk in pairs, and take extra care with icy steps and sidewalks.
And the holidays usually mean putting up festive decorations too. Could you give us some safety tips for decorating this season?
Well, whether indoors or outdoors, make sure you're using the lights and decorations as instructed on the label. Check and see if holiday lights say indoor use only, because they can be dangerous to use them outdoors and vice versa. Never connect more light strings than what's recommended by the manufacturer. And also check to see if there are any damaged or frayed pieces along the cord line before plugging them in to avoid electric shock. Be careful using ladders to put up holiday lighting on roofs or eaves. The National Safety Council says have a spotter at the bottom of the ladder. Extend the ladder at least 3 feet beyond the roof, wear slip-resistant shoes, and never climb higher than the 4th rung from the top of an extension ladder. And don't forget to turn off lights and decorations as leaving the house or going to sleep for the evening.
And I've also heard that the holidays are one of the worst times for home fires. What are some of the things our listeners should avoid?
Well, this time of year is known for having the most cooking-related accidents that can lead to accidental fires. You should make sure you have a working smoke alarm before you start cooking for the holidays, or for that matter, any time of year. Leaving food on the stove or in the oven unattended is never a good idea. And with stovetop cooking, be careful of grease fires, accidentally setting your clothes on fire, or spilling hot liquids, especially around children. If you use a live tree to celebrate the holidays, be sure to water it every day to keep it hydrated, and be sure it has a stable stand, doesn't fall over. Dry trees are a common source of house fires during the holiday season. Fireplaces, heaters, and candles are another big concern. To avoid house fires, chimneys should be inspected and cleaned by a professional every year before you use them. You should also keep anything that can burn, such as trees, gifts, furniture, or curtains, at least 3 feet away from fireplaces and space heaters. Before you leave home or go to sleep, make sure the fireplace is completely out, unplug your space heaters, and unplug artificial Christmas trees, and then blow out any candles. Or better yet, use safe battery-powered electric candles for festive Christmas dinner or Hanukkah menorah decorations.
And what about holiday celebrations and travel?
Be extra careful when traveling, because a lot of people tend to be on the roads during the holiday season. Prepare in advance for winter weather and crowded highways. Holiday road travel requires some extra effort, like preparing your car for the season in advance, having an emergency kit in the trunk, carefully planning your route, and not driving while sleepy or distracted by noisy children or texting. Every year, hundreds of people die in auto accidents while driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs during the holiday season. If you plan to party, make sure you have a designated driver to get you and your loved ones home safe and sound, or consider using a rideshare app. And if you travel by air, check with your airline well in advance, arrive at the airport early, expect large crowds, and plan for flight delays.
Jim, thank you for coming on the show today and giving our listeners some good tips on preparing for a safe holiday season. As always, your office offers a lot of good information on how to be ready for any emergencies. How do our listeners learn more?
Well, thank you, Josh. It's always my pleasure. Listeners can visit our website at www.aacounty.org/OEM for Office of Emergency Management. That has more information, and they can also then follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Nextdoor, and YouTube. Any community group, civic organization, or house of worship can request an in-person or virtual emergency preparedness presentation by visiting our website or by emailing oemoutreach@aacounty.org or calling our office at 410-222-0600.
If you have any questions about any of our programs or services, you can always call the Department of Aging Disabilities at 410-222-4257, or you may visit us online. Please remember to follow us on Facebook at Arundel Seniors. And this has been Joshua Killian, social media producer with the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging Disabilities. You've listening to Senior Scene on your hometown station, 1430 WNAV.